Welcome back to another episode of the Pittsburgh Penguins franchise rebuild. And we are off to a great start with the Penguins this year. Just a reminder, we are 39, 23, and 3. Everyone's been playing really good. We're scoring a lot of goals. We're not giving up any goals, but our biggest issue, if you remember last episode, is our penalty kill. If you look on the right side of the screen, penalty kill 71%, good for 32nd in the league, so last place. So that's definitely something that we're going to have to address here, either at the trade deadline or somewhere else. But looking at our stats once again, I quickly want to go over them, as Sidney Crosby's having a great year. But we want to see if there's anyone slacking here that we could potentially move from the squad to work on our penalty kill. As you can see, Kevin Hayes, 40 points in 65 games, which is really good, but a -10, which I don't like to see here. So just looking at his attributes, defensive stats, 3.5 stars. It's not the end of the world, but let's see if there's anyone else that's kind of standing out as well. But that's what I like to see. Ryan Graves, +15, only 6 points, but I don't need him for that. I just need him to get the plus minus up there. Sebastian Aho's having a good year. So potentially looking at somebody to replace that bottom 6 or more of a defensive minded player. And just a reminder, here's the roster that we currently have on the squad. So edit lines, and you can see exactly what we have dished out right now. So our third line, Drew O'Connor, maybe can come up to the scoring as well. But again, only 3-star defensive, and he is listed as a power forward. So is there any moves? Like Hayes as a second line center is somewhere we can definitely upgrade. Lars Eller, 4-star defensive stats, so we can definitely work with that. Matt Nieto, I think that is one area where we could potentially have him as the fourth line. Have Brenstrom. Yeah, Brenstrom is probably not best suited here. So if I move Brenstrom up, not worth it to move Brenstrom up there. Just trying to see what the best kind of situation that we can do to have this roster work better. I'll look to see if there's any defensive stars, but really one area we can improve is definitely going to be Brenstrom. At the end of the day, he's a sniper. His plus minus not going to be great, but defensive stats of 2.5 stars. If we got a really good defensive penalty killer in there, that can help, as well as Cody Glass. I don't mind keeping him on the team just because he is a 2-way forward, 25, medium top 9. Could get better. I know Brenstrom's a medium or a low top 6. He also could get better, but he's listed as a depth forward. So moving him down, I don't think would be that big of a deal. And then defensively, I think Aho and Graves have been dynamite together. Peterson, I mean, +13, you can't complain. Grizzlick up to a +1, and then our top line +3, but 51 points for Carlson, and then 45 points for Chris Letang, who is a -4 there. So we could realistically break it up, but I do like the +4 that we get here. It gives us a Carlson at 92 and Letang at 91, so 2 90s on that first pairing. But I think the big issue, we got to work on this penalty kill. So Crosby, Letang. So I want to have Crosby as a center, first of all. I think that just makes more sense. And I think Lars Eller, we got to break this up. So basically, if I can do a quick substitution with Erik Karlsson, quick swap him, and we're going to go to line 2. What can we do here? So Karlsson, actually, I'd rather quick swap Letang. Let's quick swap Letang here. So Letang, and let's bring... Aho's been really good defensively, so I'm going to bring him up to that top line. So we got Aho there now. And we can keep Crosby and Lars Eller, but I'd prefer having Lars Eller actually play the second PK. Bolivar's playing penalty kill. 4 stars, it's not bad. Hayes is playing penalty kill. What's he? 3.5 stars. Cody Glass. Okay, Cody Glass should not be playing penalty kill. So I'm going to go and look for Cody Glass here, who is playing, honestly, way too high up. So I'm going to change Cody Glass and Kevin Hayes. We're going to start with that. Cody Glass, Kevin Hayes. Boom. And then penalty kill line 3, Michael Bunting. He should have a good defensive. Yeah, 4.5 defensive star rating for Michael Bunting. So I'm actually going to move him up to the second line with Bolivar. Yeah, with Bolivar. Or I'm going to change Bolivar there. And we're going to remove Cody Glass here. And we're going to look for someone else that we can play in this position, as the dog is going crazy right now. Brian Russ can be one. Ricard Raquel can be one. And the dog finally stopped, so thank God. Left wing. Anyone on the left wing that we can do? Nieto. Matt Nieto. Perfect. Changing current line. So we have Matt Nieto playing there now. And I think that'll be really helpful. But he's not a center. Boulevard, who can play face off here? So with Matt Nieto on that line, I think it's definitely going to help our penalty kill. Our power play was looking good. Goaltenders, I'm not too worried about. But I'll look at the trade deadline, see if anything comes up. But I don't think we're going to make any moves in year number 1. So let's advance a day and go to the trade deadline here. And we're going to be conservative buyers this year. I don't think we need to make any big trades. But, you know, we'll keep our eyes open to see if there's anything that comes up to us. We could look for a defensive player. Again, we're not going to pay anyone that's 30 plus years old. It is interesting to see Thomas Chabot there. I mean, you could probably get him for something pretty cheap, but yeah, could replace Chris Letang. It wouldn't be the craziest thing. And in real life, he's not that great. But 86 at $8 million, I'm going to hold off on that. Taylor Hall, Ivan Provorov, 85. Granlund, Kuzmenko, Artem Zub, but again, 84. So the Sens are definitely sellers this year. Trade alert at the bottom. The LA Kings traded for Artem Zub. So Artem Zub is off the board for a second and a fourth. Kuzmenkov, Kevin Hayes from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay, well, that's us. Bukestad, Frank Vetrano. I mean, I'm really not seeing anything there. We can go ahead and propose a trade and look at everyone's trade blocks here, but I don't think we're going to be making any moves. So on the right side, we're going to see, I would like a prospect like one of these guys, but I just don't think it's Cutter Gauthier wouldn't be the end of the world. I'd like to see him on the squad. Leo Carlson, but again, the Anaheim Ducks, they're not trading any of these guys. Cutter Gauthier is listed as a power forward. Is he playing in the NHL this year? He's not. And how's Leo Carlson doing in the NHL? 16 goals, 22 assists in his second season. Trevor Zegras got, 69 points, so he is highly rated in this game. I know he came as an 87. I thought that was crazy. I don't think he's that good yet in real life, but that's okay. But let's continue going through the teams. I'm just looking at the players on the block on the right. So we got Anthony Mantha, first-round picks. Taylor Hall, first-round pick. Foodie, Provorov, Jock Johnson, Casey DeSmith, Husso, Petrie, Kopp. Let me take a look at Kopp here and see what they're looking for Andrew Kopp. Medium top, or exact top 6 potential, 83 overall, score, two-way forward, 4-star. So this would be a player that would be interesting to pick up for a 1-year kind of deal, but 5.65 mil. It's just not happening. I'm not going to be making any trades here. I'm going to continue here and just exit the trade deadline. If we get any offers, we get offers, but I don't think we're going to be doing anything there. So trade deadline's it. We're going to go to the end of the year here. Logan Stanley. Okay, let's look at Logan Stanley. I just want to see his defensive stats. 79 overall, 6'7", top 6 potential. Stats are horrendous. He's just going to take a lot of penalties. I'm going to decline Logan Stanley. And we are heading into the end of the season where we're hoping to get to 50 wins here. We get the Minnesota Wild up first. So let's simulate to next game and see if we can continue our dominance against the Wild as we enter the Xcel Energy Arena. Slow sim this game, and let's get right back on pace. Sidney Crosby, 87 points so far. We'll see how high he can get. I know Nathan McKinnon's at 120 right now. But first period, we're starting off on a penalty kill. First period, 1-0 as Matt Zuccarello scores on Tristan Jarry. Getting outshot 11-7 on the road here. We need a big second period. 4 goals. Michael Bunting, Erik Karlsson, Cody Glass, and Sidney Crosby continues his dominance this year as the Penguins score 4 goals. Rickard Rakell adds another one on the power play. Sidney Crosby makes it 6-1 as Marc-Andre Fleury is getting lit up by his previous team, but the Minnesota Wild score 2 straight goals. But Michael Bunting, power play marker, as the Penguins are up to 7 goals. Penalty kill here, able to kill that off, as it looks like we're going to win this game 7-3. Another 2-goal performance from Sidney Crosby. Add an assist on that. Bunting and Rakell also with 3 points there. And I want to go ahead and look at our penalties there. So we're going to go into Pittsburgh stats and penalties. Put penalties. I can't even find it. That's fine. I just wanted to see if our penalty kill got better after that game. But 3 points. Brian Rust, 2 points. We got O'Connor assist. Nothing from Evgeny Malkin that game, but a +2, so you cannot complain about that. But continuing on here, let's continue the simulation and get to the end of the regular season, as our next game is against the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's slow sim that one as well. We're on home ice, back at the PPG Paints Arena, playing a tough team, 37, 19, and 7. But if we look again on the right side of the screen here, we are second place in our division, but we have 2 games above the Rangers and the Hurricanes. So 3 points out. It looks like we're definitely going to be a playoff team. And if we go look for the Vegas Golden Knights, they are leading the Pacific Division at 81 points. So a 2-point gap between the Golden Knights and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's slow simulate this game. It should be a lot closer than the previous games. Slow sim. And I do want to sim the AHL game. Let's go. First period here, back on home ice. 2-1. Okay, not too bad. Mark Stone, captain of the Vegas Golden Knights, opens the scoring, but Lars Eller and Drew O'Connor get goals on Aiden Hill to give us a 2-1 lead heading into the second period, where we score another goal, and it's the power play striking once again. Sidney Crosby from the slot, sniping a goal past Aiden Hill as we head into the third period. And we just got to lock it down here. Power play, this would be huge. Can't capitalize on the power play, but we're just knocking seconds off the clock. Penalty kill. I'd like to see us kill this one, but we don't, as Thomas Ninja Turtle scores a goal, but Ricard Raquel answers right back 4-2 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. 3-2. Nick Waugh scores, but we're able to hold on. 4-3 victory. We give up a power play goal, but I am still thinking the power play got better. We were at 71% coming into this episode, so let's go ahead and see in the past 2 games if that's jumped up even a little bit, as our penalty kill 71.2. So obviously it's going to take a couple more games. But let's go to the calendar and let's simulate until the end of the year, where it looks like we are going to be a playoff team, and maybe we'll get through round 1 in the postseason, as our last game is against, Sidney Crosby's biggest rival, Alexander Ovechkin. So we're hoping to get to 50 wins here on the regular season. We got St. Louis coming up, a pretty bad team, and we're able to get the win. At the end of last episode, we did go on a little bit of a losing streak to bring us back down to earth, but I'm not too worried about that, as we lose 5-1 to a divisional rival, the New Jersey Devils. Another loss to the Islanders, so let's bounce back and beat the terrible Columbus Blue Jackets here, 26, 37, and 6. There we go. That's another win. And the defensive stats are still looking good, even though we lost 3 of the last 4. Don't make it 4 of the last 5. Okay, shootout win. Love to see that. The Buffalo Sabres, a non-playoff team. We lose it, but in overtime. So looking at the standings here, it looks like we're basically almost guaranteed to play the New York Rangers in round number 1, as the Devils can't catch us. I don't think we're going to be able to catch the top seeded team. Oh, the coach wants a conversation. Are we in trouble? We set out to make the playoffs this season, and now we've officially clinched a spot. The team is ready for the challenge ahead. There we go. So influence XP up 1,000, management morale up +10. Ain't even worried. We knew we were going to get that done, led by none other than Mr. Sidney Crosby. But looking on the right side, the Hurricanes. Oh, it looks like the Rangers can catch the Hurricanes. So it's either going to be the Rangers or Hurricanes. Unless we win out, then we can potentially take over that first seed. But I'm not holding my breath for that, as we take a 1-1 series split against the Chicago Blackhawks. New Jersey Devils, they're looking for their 40th win of the season. They're fighting for their playoff life, and we take them down 3-2 in regulation, as the Boston Bruins come in 7-3 loss. And the last game of the regular season, unfortunately, we can't quite get to 50 wins, but 101 points. So we're definitely going to be playing the New York Rangers in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. But the Washington Capitals, if they lose this game, will they be eliminated? Let's see. The East, the Leafs, can the Leafs catch them? The Leafs are at 86. Washington is at 90. So the Leafs are out of the playoffs this year. But the Washington Capitals come back and actually make the Stanley Cup playoffs. So one more time, we got Ovi opening the scoring against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Second period, Malkin gets a goal, the raging Russian. And then Andrew Mangiapane scores for the Washington Capitals, as it's just power plays all around. We really need to work on this penalty kill for the offseason and the postseason. But again, Malkin gets his second of the game to tie the game at 2-2 with 10 minutes left in the third period. Power play. Come on, unable to score. A slight shot advantage penalty kill. That's a huge kill from a terrible penalty kill, as this game will be going to overtime Do we have a hero in us, or is it going to shoot out? It looks like we'll be going to shoot out, but it's okay. TJ Sochi opens the scoring, but Sidney Crosby and Erik Karlsson score goals for the Pittsburgh Penguins as we win this game 3-2 with the 3 stars. Lassie Thompson has a big game of Genny Malkin and Tristan Jarry. It was a defensive showdown in that game. And just like that, the regular season is over and it's time for the playoffs. So we got to do a full recap of the entire year and see who we got in the playoffs. As I mentioned, I believe it's going to be the Rangers, and there it is. The New York Rangers versus the Pittsburgh Penguins, a classic matchup that you've seen 1,000 times. And in the background, you get the Stanley Cup. Let's see what we got. And Sidney Crosby leads the way with 111 points. The penalty kill got slightly better. It was at 71%, went to 73%. Still the worst in the league. Power play is the 5th best. Goals against average, still phenomenal. Goals for per game, still phenomenal as well. So not a bad season. Let's go take a look at the Stats Central, and we can even talk to Sidney Crosby, see if there's anything that we can say, hey, GM, no, I just want to say congratulations on being a stud, but it doesn't give me that option. Let's go back to the Stats Central. Stats Central, come on, you can do it, menu. Boom. Stats Central, there it is. So our team 49, 28, and 5, a really good year out of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Look at, oh my, Carolina scored 4.2 goals for per game, which is insane. I want to see the penalty kill around the rest of the league. So we are way below everyone. Everyone's around the high 70s, low 80s, and we're low 70s. So that is not something pretty to look at if I'm being honest. But let's go in the entire NHL and see if that's as bad a drop as we thought. Oh my God. The Colorado Avalanche scored 5 goals a game almost, which is insane. Point percentage, let's go to the penalty kill percentage, 35% on the power play, Jesus. And penalty kill percentage. So 73, we were by far the worst in the league. It wasn't even close. 75 is the next worst. Power play goals against, we led in 62. We were shorthanded, not even that much, but not our best work on the penalty kill. We can go ahead and kind of agree with that. But let's go take a look at the stats. You can see Sidney Crosby leads the way, 94 overall, puts up 45 goals, 66 helpers, a plus 22, which is phenomenal. 40 power play points, so 20 goals on the power play. Sidney Crosby is lighting it up. 3 shorthanded points. Face-off percentage was looking good. 162 takeaways to 49 giveaways, which is amazing. No fights for Sidney Crosby this quite year. And second, we have Evgeny Malkin, over a point per game as well, 91 points. Brian Rust, who is playing on that first line, definitely benefiting from 2 of the best players this NHL has seen the past decade, or even the past 15 years. 69 points in 82 games. Erik Karlsson, 60 points. Chris Letang, 58 points. Bunting, 57. Raquel, 56. Hayes, 52. So a lot of good depth goal scoring. Bolivar, Nieto played well. Lars Eller, Peterson, Grizzlick, O'Connor, and the rest of the boys down here. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the goaltenders as well, as Tristan Jarry and Nedeljkovic both have good years for how high the goal scoring was. Nedeljkovic played really well, but did anyone? There you go. 2 assists for Tristan Jarry. And if we go into the entire league, did a goalie score a goal? That's the most important question here. Goalies, goals. No goals for any goalies this year. What about assists? Aiden Hill of the Vegas Golden Knight had 7 assists. That's more points than some of our players had the entire year, which is insane. But let's go ahead and take a look at defensemen and see who led the way. I'm guessing Cale Makar. There it is. Cale Makar, 119 points. 104 assists. But we saw that Colorado team had 5 goals per game, basically. So that's going to help. Quinn Hughes, 8 goals, 78 helpers, 86 points. Roman Josi, 84. Adam Fox, Deline, Bouchard. I would expect more goals for Bouchard. Hedman, Heiskanen, and Theodore. Honestly, this would be pretty close to real life if you ask me in this order. I'd probably have not too many things change from here, other than maybe Bouchard with a couple more goals than that. But definitely a good list so far. And then for all skaters, I'm assuming Sidney. Oh my God. Nathan McKinnon, 160 points, a plus 72, playing with Ranton, who had 149 points. David Pasternak, 86 goals for 149 points as well. Aho 135, Marchand 130, Matthews 82 goals for 129, JT Miller 124, Robertson, Draisaitl, Reinhart, Stamkos, Barkov, Tkachuk, a lot of people over 100, but I still haven't seen Connor. There it is. Connor McDavid, 115 points this year. Not as many as you would expect. Nikas, Jarvis, Crosby, Connor Bedard puts up 67 goals in his second season, and his overall, he is now up to a 93 overall. His deking, his shooting is absolutely incredible now. Kyle Connor, Nikita Kucherov, Scheifele, Panarin, Kaprizov, Forsberg, Eichel, Hintz, and then Hintz, Point, Zibanejad, Lindholm, all just missing that 100-point mark. But the leading goal scorer this year is going to be David Pastrnak with 86. I'm not seeing Alexander Ovechkin anywhere near the top here. Did he get to 50? Ovi did not get to 50, it looks like. Oh, no. Where is Ovechkin? Oh, there he is. Ovechkin, 93 points, 45 goals. So that is going to be enough to have the all-time record for Alexander Ovechkin, passing Wayne Gretzky. So that's pretty intense. But this year, who do we have in the first round? We got the New York Rangers. Let's go take a look and see how they played this year. The New York Rangers, Zibanejad, 98, Panarin, Trocheck, Heidel, Fox, Lafreniere. This is a team that's going to score a lot of goals. And the thing that may scare me the most about the New York Rangers is the man in the pipes. 45, 17, and 6. If we can get Jonathan Quick in there, 3, 12, and 2, I mean, we can do good work on that. But Shesterkin is definitely one of the highest overall goalies in the league, 92 overall. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough first round. But let's go take a look at their lines just before we start this next playoff series view lines, and we'll see exactly how we match up 1-to-1 with the New York Rangers. And we got, okay, Panarin 95, Zibby 89, Trocheck 87. I still think our first line's better with Crosby at 94. Crosby at a 94. We got Malkin. Trocheck might be a little bit better than our first line right wing, but that's okay. And then we got Kreider, Heidel, Lafreniere, Cooley, Bukestad, Smith. They definitely have the better depth. Defensively, though, okay, Adam Fox is going to be better than Carlson, but Letang's better than Miller. But, oh, God, this is a tough matchup. This is a tough matchup. I'll see you in the next episode. Rangers versus Penguins. We do not have home ice advantage either, which is awful, but we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day, and peace.